I was fired from a TV show because I wouldn't do a kissing sex scene. They said they needed me to do it for the ratings, and I told them up front, this is something I'm not comfortable doing, and I just don't want to do it. In high school, I didn't drink alcohol, I didn't have sex, and that wasn't easy. I got teased for being little Mr. Goody Two-Shoes. I carried that cross at that time, and I'm telling you, it wasn't fun. But after you feel the weight of that cross, it's not so heavy anymore because you know that you're going down the right path. And because of that, my confidence soared. I was then accepted to Syracuse University as an acting major, and I was a captain on the baseball team. All that because I was tested as a young man. There's so many forces out there trying to get in our way. Traffic, phones, jealousy, envy. But in that fire, gold is tested, and every one of us in this room is gold. So, next time you're tempted to honk that horn, as I did the other day, get impatient with my cable provider, or complain about your Starbucks not being warm enough. Reve and I were at a Starbucks not too long ago, and everyone's waiting for the coffee, getting impatient. And the guy, the barista, was back there whistling and enjoying his job. And I'm looking at my wife and I'm like, why is this guy so happy? And I had to stop him. I said, you're really happy doing what you're doing? He goes, yeah. I mean, how many coffees do you make in a day? And he goes, I don't know, 750, 1,000? He was just doing his job. Maybe there's an old friend who needs some help from you. Someone who looks different from you. Bigotry, greed, jealousy, that all takes away your shine. Don't let them do that to you. So next time you have that urge, think of your shiny, awesome self and don't give in. Now, several years ago, I was really tested. Many of you have probably heard about I was fired from a TV show because I wouldn't do a kissing sex scene. They said they needed me to do it for the ratings, and I told them up front, this is something I'm not comfortable doing, and I just don't want to do it. They said, you have to do it or we're going to fire you. I'm like, well, I'm not going to do it. So they fired me. I was blackballed for 2 years. I couldn't get a job. And because of that, I lost my big, beautiful house in Los Angeles, my shiny Mercedes, all my stuff, and my swagger. And as you can imagine at the time, I was really crushed. They thought that I was some religious zealot, but to me, it was just that I didn't think it was the right thing to do. And also, I really love my wife. And as I've said, and I'll say it a million times, these lips are meant for one woman. After that, my confidence was gone. I lost it all. And I started wallowing in self-pity. I started drinking my problems away. It hurt. Almost 2 years went by, and it was the lowest point I could get to. I was so angry, and to God I said, why have you forgotten about me? Why are you doing this to me? But as soon as those words came out of my mouth, I fell to my knees and I cried. I cried and I begged for his forgiveness. That very same day, Graham Yost, who's an amazing Hollywood writer, he put me in 2 of his projects. One of them was called Band of Brothers. And if it weren't for Band of Brothers, I never would have met my wife, Reve, and I wouldn't be here speaking to you all right now. By carrying that cross, I fell in love with acting again. I became a man who got through it and realized, as I used to, that I was so blessed, so incredibly blessed to have all the things that I have. But I just wasn't appreciating them at that time. I do now, and I always will. I was the youngest of 6, with a lisp, dyslexia, and very chunky. Not the best way, really, to start off for a man who's done almost 100 movies, 1,000 hours of television, 5 amazing children, and to share it all with an amazing partner in the ups, and just as importantly, the downs, my amazing wife, Reve. But how did I get here today? To be asked to speak at a Catholic convention about how you can be successful in your career and your life and still sticking to Catholic values. Well, there's one thing that I try to do, and that was always to try to stay on the right path. 3 years ago, I realized another thing. I couldn't really lead by example with alcohol in my life. In life, you can tell your kids till you're blue in the face to do things. It goes one ear out the other. Or you can show them. I chose the latter. Now, as you can imagine, being an Irish guy giving up alcohol is not really the easiest thing. And in Hollywood, there's always drinks out there. There's always parties going on. But I flicked that switch. And now, I'm here truly for my kids. Right now, I am on, as a lead character, 4 different shows on 4 different networks on television. What does all of this say? Keep the faith. Stay the path as hard as it can be at times, and you will receive God's favor. There's a mantra that we have in my family. Family first, me second. God first, me second. If you go by that golden rule in our family for life, it'll keep you out of trouble, for one. But you will be a leader not just to all, but for God.